Benson Boone, this is Brisbane's B105. Stav, Abby and Matt. Morning.
For the first time since the 90s, Queensland teachers will walk out of the classroom twice in 1 year.
Yeah, we love our teachers. We support our teachers, and we always say we know that they deserve whatever they can get. Increase-wise, because they deal with our children.
We've met our children.
We've met our children. And
Pay them more money.
We're sorry, but we should say that it's not our children are not the ones inflicting violence. We've had some really, awful stories from teachers saying what they have to deal with. It's not just the pay increase, but also about their conditions as well and the lack of support that they are getting. And one person who has been trying to get better conditions and money for them is Cresta Richardson, who's the president of the Queensland Teachers Union. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Now, I think there is, what I said, such a support for the teachers, but also a frustration that this hasn't been sorted out earlier and it's resulted in something like this today. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, look, this is a strike that we didn't, want to have. I don't think our communities wanted to have it, and it, could have been avoided if the Premier had picked up the phone, but he's chosen not to. So I think, we would be of the view that today is the Premier's strike, actually. He could have intervened and he hasn't.
Just on that, and I do know that would be frustrating that he's not taking the call, had these conversations started with the previous government? Because I can't imagine that this is something that's just popped up since he's gone into power.
No, that's right. So, some of these issues have been ongoing for some time, but they sort of have, gotten really complex in the last 3 or 4 years. So, we were making some progress, with the previous government. I think it's time now for the Christopher Foley government to come out with something meaningful that we can work with for our members. Our members have seen nurses get a good conciliated outcome. They've seen the police get finalised, but sorry to cough. But, our members haven't seen an offer through conciliation that they saw value in. So they've made a decision that we go to arbitration.
Yeah. The offer was put on the table at 8%, best offer, final offer. What's the number that you guys are looking at?
Look, well, we've been talking about having nation-leading salaries, and an 8% offer doesn't give that to our members, and even more than that, in 3 or 4 years' time, when we have to go around and renegotiate again, it's a low bar to try. It actually becomes quite significant to get your way back up to the top, because even though Queensland, is state funded, all states are state funded. We do sort of follow each other with wages, and we're all at different times. So it's absolutely important that we keep up. For not only our teachers but our school leaders as well. Yeah,
so what
the conditions are critical.
What is the actual pay rise then? I know that's also conditions, but what is the actual pay rise? If it's not 8%, what are you recommending?
Well, we're not recommending anything because it's different for each stage of the Bloomin' salary scale for both teachers and school leaders. It's so complicated, so it's not at like a simple 10%. It's. Yeah,
that's a weird scale. I actually learned about this the other day. No, but I actually heard that they are doing a lot of information. It's not just to do, obviously you're talking about like public schools, but they also fund for private schools, and they're saying that they're doing research to find out all the wages of parents that go to that school, and therefore if they can afford it, they're pulling out funding for it. So it's a weird scale where it actually affects every single school.
So what do you mean? The more money the parents at the school make, the less money the school gets from the government?
Yes, because they believe in that area that they should be able to afford to pay more. So I think that
you don't pay for a state school, do you?
No. Talking about that's for private schools.
Private schools as well.
So I think the scale actually affects
state governments do put significant money into private schools in Queensland as well.
Right.
But they're saying that they're pulling out that, and I always go, well, if that's the case and they're pulling out, then there's more money to put into the publics. But
would agree.
Yeah, okay. So, well done. We've solved it, everyone.
To be fair, Jason, our producer, solved
it first on B105.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, actually, Jason, our producer, solved it earlier on this morning. He said, why don't we, maybe recoup the cost of the bomb website update, and maybe we could have used that 96
million.
That's kind of too soon, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because then the outlook for our children would be bright.
It would be.
And sunny.
Cresta, you have picked a hell of a day for it to happen. It's going to be 37 degrees in Ipswich today.
I know. It's warm, right?
Yeah.
And obviously within the state of thing with protected industrial action having a strike on a day where it's going to be super hot is not ideal. So please bring your sunscreen, bring your hats, bring lots of water.
No hat, no strike.
I'll be taking mine, I can tell you
Yes.
that.
And don't you have to take the temperature under the shade?
Oh,
and then if
well,
We've
that's
never
the case,
done that.
you need to leave at a certain time.
Look,
you know?
it-
No, when I used to teach in Emerald, we just used to do playground duty on the oval, and it was what it was. It was like 40 degrees some days.
Yeah.
We just had a big hat.
Yeah, I know. I grew up in Gladstone. It gets bloody hot up that way.
It does. It does.
I grew up in Scotland. We had to break the ice to get to school.
Oh, now that is I can't connect with that.
In the cold.
You win.
Yeah, I win.
Cresta, look, it's a big issue. We do support our teachers. They are there for our children. We know how much extra work that they do outside of getting paid. So we really do hope they can come to some conclusion where they're happy, so our kids can be happy and continue to grow. So we appreciate your time this morning and coming on.
Look, thanks for having me on, and it is a really important issue, and we really appreciate the support of not only you but the community as well. So thanks so much for the opportunity.
Good on you. And thank you to those teachers who might be staying back at schools today.
Yes, a shout out to the teachers' aides. I have to say how much the teacher aid does help out normally, but I know a lot of them are holding the fort at school.
And if you've got people working from home, their Zoom calls are going to be annoying. So strap on in. It's Dav, Abby and Matt.